भवतो स पदार्थ भेदग्रहे पुरुषो याव दीक्षेत ज्ञानस्य चार्थस्य गुणस्य चार्ष्यो माया मया द्वैतिरिक्तो मतः स्वाम. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah, I'll do. Brahma uvacha naitaswarupam bhavato sapadartham veda grahe purusho yavadadikshet jnanasya chartasya gunasya chashrayo maya maya dvaya atirikto matastavam.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare.
Hare Krishna. Synonyms, translation, purport by His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Synonyms, Brahma Vacha. Lord Brahma said, no, etat, not, etat, this, Swarupam, eternal form. Bhavata, your, asal, that other. Padartha, knowledge, Bheda, different. Grahai, by acquiring. Purusha, person. Yavat, as long as. Ikshet, wants to see. Jnanasya, of knowledge. Cha, also. Arthasya, of the objective. Gunasya, of the instruments of knowledge. Cha, also. Ashraya, the basis. Maya, mayat, from being made of material energy. Vyatirikta, distinct. Mata, regarded. From you. Translation. Lord Brahma said, my dear Lord, your personality and eternal form cannot be understood by any person who is trying to know you through different processes of acquiring knowledge. Your position is always transcendental to the material creation, whereas the empiric attempt to understand you is material, as are its objects and instruments. It is said that the transcendental name, qualities, activities, paraphernalia, etc. of the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be understood with our material senses. The attempt of the empiric philosophers to understand the absolute truth by speculation is always futile because their process of understanding, their objective, and instruments by which they try to understand the absolute truth are all material. The Lord is aprakrita, beyond the creation of the material world. This fact is also accepted by the great impersonalist Shankaracharya. Narayana paro vyaktad andam avyakta sambhavam. Avyakta, or the original material cause, is beyond this material manifestation and is the cause of material world, because Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is beyond the material world. One cannot speculate upon him by any material method. One has to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead simply by the transcendental method of Krishna consciousness. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 18.55, Bhaktya Mam Abhijnanati. Only by devotional service can one understand the transcendental form of the Lord. The difference between the impersonalists and the personalists is that the impersonalists, limited by their speculative processes, cannot even approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whereas the devotees please the Supreme Personality of Godhead through his loving transcendental service. Sevonamukhehi. Due to the service attitude of the devotee, the Lord is revealed to him. The Supreme Lord cannot be understood by materialistic persons, even though he is present before them. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna therefore condemns such materialists as mudhas. Mudha means rascal. It is said in the Gita, only rascals think of Lord Krishna as an ordinary person. They do not know what Lord Krishna's position is or what his transcendental potencies are. Unaware of his transcendental potencies, the impersonalists deride the person of Lord Krishna, whereas the devotees, by dint of their service attitude, can understand him as the personality of Godhead. In the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna also confirmed that it is very difficult to understand the personality of the Lord. Hare Krishna. We'll chant the Mangala Charan prayer. If you know it, you could please unmute and chant alongside with me. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी कृष्णभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष्य शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णष्टाय भूतले श्रीमती राधा स्वामी नामिने। Hare Krishna. So, dear devotees, this is a very nice purport, the verse, and the nice purport. Many times we may encounter, or maybe even internally we have, sometimes a question may arise: is Krishna there? Show me God. People can maybe ask in a challenging, oh, you're a Hare Krishna, show me God, show me God. Where is God? Huh? Show me God, right? So here is a very simple, reasonable, logical answer, both to ourselves, if at all a doubt arises, as well as to anybody else who asks, show me God. This is where the understanding is as to why a person cannot see God. God is a title, or Krishna. Many names he has: Narayan, Vishnu, Giridhari, so many names, Sham Sundar. The original name is Krishna. So when we say Krishna, it is that title, God, which is conferred on this person, Krishna. So that's the basic understanding. So what we'll understand here from this purport is a couple of points. There are 5 points. First is that Krishna's reality, the reality of God, Tattva, correct? The position of God is aprakrita. Aprakrita means above and beyond. So we'll get a little bit details into that. Then there are only that much limits to speculation. So one may try to understand God through one's own endeavors, speculative efforts. Maybe it is like this, maybe it is not like that. The different processes of getting knowledge, Shabda Praman, Anuman Praman, things like that. So, but there are limitations to the speculative uh, processes. Then there is the point of personal versus impersonal, that even if we have realization, what it reaches to matters, what type of realization. And then bhakti is the only method of reaching or understanding who Krishna is. And why is bhakti the only manner? And then finally, it is for sadhakas, revelation, not speculation, is the recommended path. Krishna Ramanand Prabhu always, if you see in his classes, he always is giving very many instructions of Prabhupada on the practice of bhakti. Because he says this, right? Information is meant to bring about transformation. That transformation is the revelation of who we are, self realization and God realization, Krishna realization, becoming Krishna conscious. So that happens only through the practical application. Hare Krishna. So to understand this, one way to know is sun and the eyes. When we say aprakrita, what do you mean aprakrita? He's there. He's right now sitting amongst all of us. Can we see him? No. Even when he was manifested 5,000 odd years ago, there were so many who could not even see him. They were seeing him sakshad in front of him, but they considered him just to be a prince, a very ordinary, okay, he has some great qualities, not as the supreme personality of Godhead. Now, the people who actually realize him are 1 in a billion. Nobody knows him. Look at it. Uh, Pandavas, how many brothers? 5 brothers. Kauravas, how many brothers? 100 brothers. 20 times their size. Pandavas, armies, everybody. How many knew Krishna as Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Pandav, only 5. They knew him inside out. So it is not that uh, majority is right, because what is truth is not dependent. That's one of the characteristics of truth. Truth is independent. It doesn't matter whether majority subscribe to it or they reject it. Truth remains truth. So what we can see is, just as the sun in the darkness, correct? In the darkness, you can't see anything. But it's only when there is sun, the sunlight comes, that one can see the sun. Similarly, through this analogy, we can understand, dear devotees, that Krishna Surya Sama, Maya Andhakara, Jahan Krishna Taha Nahi, Maya Adhikara. This darkness is our ignorance. We cannot see Krishna because of this ignorance. Krishna is like the sun, and the sunlight is compared to his mercy. It's only through sunlight that one can see the sun. In absence of sunlight, you cannot see the sun. Absence of sunlight means darkness, ignorance. So the mercy of Krishna reveals Krishna. We can have an up close personal relationship with Krishna by his mercy. So that is one example. The other example given is radio frequencies. Everybody today has a smartphone, the gadget, an electronic gadget. Now, these work on frequencies, radio frequencies. We can't see them, but these frequencies is how communications is happening, correct? Whether it is audio, video, text, whatever it is, that's going back. So there is a tower and it is sending out the signals. Your phone tunes in to that particular frequency and catches that frequency. That's how it works. Or even radios. In the good old days, there used to be the radio. I don't know if you remember when we were little kids. My grandfather, he had a big, huge radio, massive one. And then he used to listen to the news. And then as kids, we used to tell us, go and tune. So there is a knob, and you have to do it really slowly, very gently. And there's all these squelching sound, choo, 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 because it's not getting the right frequency. But the moment it hits the right frequency, it catches what is being said. So, similarly, our consciousness is completely out of tune. So, this radio frequency is all over, it is pervading all over. We can't see it. Now, if you have to listen to it through the senses, if you need to engage with it through your sense of hearing, you have to tune to that particular frequency. Then you hear. And what is that frequency? Just like in a mobile phone, you have 10 digits to dial whatever, you have your number and it dials, it goes out. Yeah. With this consciousness, to tune your consciousness, it has 16 digits. And what are those 16 digits? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. And then, of course, what we can also understand is through Krishna's, Arjuna's testimony in Bhagavad Gita, that Krishna's mercy is what allowed him. It's the same like the sun mercy. So, what does it mean to a sadhaka, someone who's trying to tune to the frequency of Krishna consciousness? What does it mean? One is avoid speculation. Speculation gets us nowhere. For example, there is a person, think of a person who's brilliant, excellent intelligence, really, really superlatively brilliant in a particular field of study, let's say in English literature. Speaks very well, writes very well, can express himself very well. In fact, there's a politician in India. He uses such words that even the Britishers can't understand it. You have to sit with a dictionary to understand what he's speaking. That is his level of knowledge of English. Fantastic. Speaks so well. Great orator, right? Now, imagine if a person who has such skills, English speaking, he is trying to read, and that's all he knows, English, nothing else, no other language, that's all he knows. Now, he comes to a small village in Tamil Nadu, and then he sees a sign. It is written in Tamil. Now, the script of Tamil is completely different than the script of English. It's all those circulars and curves and things like that. So if he reads it, no matter whatever knowledge he has, he won't be able to make out head nor tail of it. But a small little kid, 6, 7, 8-year-old boy, not a scholar, but he knows Tamil, he'll read it easily. So this is how we are. We have a lot of material knowledge, but it means nothing when it comes to understanding spirituality. Why? Because they're too separate. They're two separate paradigms, they're two separate realities. Hare Krishna. And then how one can understand it is only through a service attitude, dear devotees, only through service attitude, nothing else. When you serve, it invokes, it pleases, and that pleasure manifests itself as the mercy. So if you go back to that analogy, sunshine is the mercy, and sun, to see the sun, you need sunshine. Hare Krishna. So we have 5-10 minutes. What I would like to do is Radhashtami is coming up day after tomorrow. So there is this very sweet bhajan, and then the meaning of it and what we can do in our lives. It is, many of you may be knowing it, by Srila Rupa Goswami. The chorus is like Radhe Jayo Jayo Madhava Daite Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite. So I'll read the translation and then very quickly what lessons we can get from that. Translation. O Radha, O beloved of Madha, O you who are worshipped by all the young girls of Gokula, all glories unto you, all glories unto you. Now, typically, you see in the Vaishnava culture, one is always glorifying the others, always glorifying the others, whether it's a Vaishnava, whether it is the Guru, Srila Prabhupada, or the deity, whoever it is, it's always glory. All glories to Prabhupada. Why is that the case? The reason is that it brings about humility. We have this false ego which is on such a big pedestal of arrogance. But when we are glorifying someone, it may be mechanical, but doing it because Prabhupada says whatever the body does, the mind also follows. So that is glories. Damodara Rati Vardhana Veshe Harinesh Kutta Vrindavana Vipineshe. You who dress yourself in such a nice way to increase Lord Damodar's love and attachment for you, O Queen of Vrindavan, which is the pleasure grove of Lord Hari. Here there are two things which come to mind. One is my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Radhana Swami, has said that attention to detail is a symptom of love. We're trying to develop love, bhakti for Krishna and Krishnas. We're trying to do that love. So attention to detail, how particular we are, and this dress that we wear, that also can be an offering to Krishna. Sarvadik Prabhu had mentioned in one of his class. He says, don't dress up like a bum when you come to the temple. If you go to meet your boss, will you go shabbily dressed? Will you go in shorts? Will you go in sweatpants and a t-shirt with holes in it? No. So when you're going to the boss of all bosses, in his presence, why are you dressed like that? Wear clean clothes. It doesn't mean you have to be in a dhoti and kurta, but dhoti and kurta is a discipline. Is a discipline. Yes, there are certain situations when you may not be able to do it. You're coming from office or whatever else it is, which is understandable. But the attitude is to be attention to detail. And here is Radharani. She always is dressing in such a way. Similarly, Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj said, he says, if you dress like a destitute, because people have this, oh, I'm very simple, I'm very humble, so I won't even iron my clothes, I'll just come as is, where is. So he says, no, your clothes is what will first thing people see you before you can even speak anything. So you have to be properly attired. Hare Krishna. Vishnubhanudadi Navasashi Leke Lalita Sakhi Gunaramita Vishake. O new moon that has risen from the ocean of King Vishnubhanu, O friend of Lalita, O you who make Vishakha loyal to you due to your wonderful qualities of friendliness, kindness, and faithfulness to Krishna. See, this is so nice. A Vaishnav is always attractive. People are spontaneously attracted. All differences can go aside. So let not whatever are these petty differences in a Vaishnava Sangha that comes up, take this away, the friendliness, kindness, and faithfulness, because end of the day, every person is a part of Krishna. Radhanath Maharaj says, if you hate someone, there is something you hate about Krishna. So she who has this quality of friendliness, kindness, faithfulness, Radharani, to Krishna is all attractive. Similarly, like this, we have the friendliness, kindness, faithfulness, and we express it amongst all ourselves. Hare Krishna. And finally, Karunam Karumai Karuna Bharite Sanaka Sanata Varnita Charite. O you who is filled with compassion, O you whose divine characteristics are described by the great sages Sanaka and Sanatana, O Radha, please be merciful on me. You are filled with compassion. A Vaishnav is para dukha dukhi. he he is very compassionate. He has a lot of empathy. There is somebody else suffering, whether it's suffering with the gross body, the subtle body, and most important, the suffering of the spirit soul trapped in this material condition. What can I do to serve you, my dear Lord? What can I do? And service to Krishna, it pleases him more rather than serving him directly when you're serving the servant of the servant of the servant of the servants. Hare Krishna. So, dear devotees, we have 3-4 minutes. If somebody has a question or a comment, you may please ask. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Oh, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for wonderful. I really like that example, Prabhuji. That person who was knowing English like so much, like a British could not understand. Like they could have to see in the dictionary. And when he goes to the Tamil Nadu village, and he could not reciprocate, right? He could not communicate. So same thing, like, and we same thing with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You just give that example. So beautiful. Really liked it, Prabhuji. And where that reminded me like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, like he was his English was so powerful, right? We also cannot understand. And he connected us through Srila Prabhupada, through Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So relevant example. Very nice, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, if no one has any other questions, we can sing this Radhe Jai Jai Madhava Dhaite and bring it to a close at 7 o'clock. Is that okay?
Prabhuji. That's be very nice.
Radhe Jaya
Can
Jaya
you enlarge the screen, Prabhuji, with that thing? So we can also read?
1 minute, let me see how I do it.
You can enlarge yourself. Oh, no.
Prabhu, I'm a little 30 years in IT, but I'm not very good with.
And also enlarge.
No, we can enlarge ourselves. Just make it a little bigger with the hand.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite.
Radhe.
Ade Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite.
Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite.
Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite.
Damodara Rati Vardhana Veshe Harinesh Kutta Vrinda Vipineshe.
Damodara Rati Vardhana Vaise Harini Vandana Vipineshe.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite.
Radhe
Ade
Jaya
Jaya Jaya Madhava
Jaya.
Daite.
Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite.
Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite.
Vishnubhanu Dadi Navashaki Leke Lalita Sakhi Gunaramita Vishakhe.
Panu Duti Navad Sasilake. Lalita Sakhi Gunaramita Visakhe.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite.
Radhe
Ade
Jaya
Jaya Jaya
Madhava
Madhava Daite.
Pranam Karu Mai Karuna Bharite Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite.
Mai Karuna Parite. Sanaka Sanatana Vanita Karite.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite.
Jaya
Radhe
Jaya
Jaya Jaya
Madhava
Madhava
Daite.
Daite.
Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite.
Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
जय श्रीमती राधा रानी जी की
Jai,
जय श्रील प्रभुपाद
Ki
की
Jai.
Jai.
और प्रेमानंदी
Hari Hari Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol Bol.
वो टेक मेरी करी
7 o'clock.
Thank you, Mr. We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day and weekend ahead. A weekend completely filled with festivities. Starting from today itself, today is appearance day of Lalita Saki, Lalita Sasti. And we also have a seminar starting today in the evening, 7 to 9 today and 5 to 7 tomorrow. And nice topics on quality conversations today and how we get a sense of belonging in the bhakti atmosphere tomorrow. So please all join. It's a wonderful seminar. And then tomorrow evening we'll have Adivash ceremony at 8:35. So be absorbed in the service of Srimati Radharani. One way you can be absorbed in the service of Srimati Radharani, as soon as you see your kitchen, you should feel that, oh, this kitchen does not belong to me. This is the kitchen of Srimati Radharani, where she can make always new items for the pleasure of Lord Shamsundar. We can also try to make some new items for the pleasure of Sri Radha Shamsundar. That's the special thing about Radhasmi. I remember years back when I was staying at Tuwako Temple on Radhasmi Day, all resident devotees will just go to the kitchen, whatever they want to make, they will start making. There was no planning. If I decide that I want to make this, I'll just go to the store, get things, and suddenly start making it. So that's the special mercy of Srimati Radharani. On Sunday, it's fasting till noon. On the appearance day of Radharani. Yeah. And program begins from Mangala Aarti, going all the way till the evening. The evening program begins at 5 p.m. The being time, if you like to do Abhishek, the Abhishek is from 5:30 to 6:30. Yeah. Okay. Are there any questions on the logistics? We'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Jai Nrsimha, Jai Nrsimha, Prahlade, Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bhingam.
Ringam.
Ugraviram Mahavishnu
Sarvatomukha.
Jalantam Sarvatomukam
Nrsimham
Narsingham
Vishnu
Vishnam
Bhadram
Badram
Namami.
Timamya.
Nrsimha Bhagwan ki jai,
Ki
Bhagwan
Jai,
Nag ki jai.
Jai.
Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the Samal Vaishnavas. Vancha
Vanchakalpatarvasya Kripasindhavaya Patitanam
Patitanam Pavane Bhayo Vaishnavibhyo
Vaishnavebhyo Namo
Namaha.
Namah.
Vaishnavinda ki
Ki
jai.
Jai,
Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Ki
jai.
Jai,
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai,
Lalita Sakhi Appearance Day ki jai.
Jai.
Gaur Premanande.
Hari 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 Bol.
All glories
Thank
to
you everybody. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hari Bol.
Thank you.